Have you ever found yourself amidst a bustling sea of people, surrounded by the lively chatter of modern life, only to suddenly feel submerged in an utterly exhausting loneliness? You sit there, present in physical form, but inside is a silent scream, a burning yearning for someone to truly understand you. We are living in an era where connection lies right at our fingertips, yet the voids within our souls are more barren than ever before. You are exhausted, not because your feet have walked too far, but because your mind has not paused for a single second. Welcome to humanity's most fortified prison, a place with no iron bars and no wardens, yet one that holds captive millions of thrashing souls. That prison is your own mind. Try closing your eyes and counting how many streams of thought have flashed through your head in just the past hour. The anxieties about a tomorrow that has yet to arrive. The torments over a yesterday that is long gone. The worst-case scenarios you paint for yourself, only to sit trembling in their shadow. We, the younger generation, call this overthinking. It is the disease of the century for sensitive souls. But from the perspective of awakening, bathed in the light of ancient philosophies, it is merely a grand illusion of the mind. Your mind is deceiving you. It drapes itself in the cloak of caution, of protection, but in truth, it is stripping away the only gift you truly possess, the present moment. Do you realize that the vast majority of the agonizing pain you bear does not stem from reality, but from how you interpret reality? We often unknowingly identify ourselves with our thoughts. We feel sad, and we think we are the sadness. We fail, and we think we are a failure. The colossal ego, built upon these labels, constantly demands attention and validation. And when left unsatisfied, it retaliates by conjuring raging storms of thought. Yet there is a paradoxical truth that your mind never wants you to know. The mind always urges you to run away from pain, to seek fleeting pleasures to cover up the bleeding wounds inside. It tells you to scroll through your phone a little longer, to blend into some crowd, to work yourself to exhaustion, so you will not have to face your own darkness. But, my dear friend, running from the dark only makes the shadows grow denser.
The pain, the disappointment, and the deep-seated traumas you try so hard to hide are not actually your enemies. When you stop resisting, when you courageously turn inward to face the darkest parts of yourself, you will realize a profound, earth-shattering truth. Pain is the most radiant gateway to spiritual awakening. It is a wake-up call, shattering the narrow shell of the ego, forcing you to let go of illusory attachments to return to your true essence. Just as a seed must endure cracking and aching beneath the dark, heavy soil before it can sprout and reach for the sunlight, understanding and transmuting your pain, bringing the light of awareness into the hidden corners of your soul, is the first and most vital step to breaking free from the prison of the mind.
It is time we need a revolution from within. Not a revolution of swords or deafening slogans, but one of absolute silence. A silence deep enough that you can stand apart from the rushing river of your thoughts, watching them be born, exist, and fade away like clouds drifting across the sky. You are not the dark cloud of anxiety. You are not the thunderstorm of anger. You are the silent, boundless sky, holding everything, but bound or tainted by nothing. The journey to dismantle these invisible chains is not an easy one. It demands the courage to see through the lies you have woven for yourself over the years. It demands patience to soothe the wounded inner child. But once you have touched the key of awakening, you will taste the essence of true freedom. A freedom that does not rely on whether the outside world understands you, because you have already completely understood and embraced yourself. That freedom is tranquility amidst the siege of prejudice and expectations. When the mind tries to drag you into an endless battle of what you should have done or what you should not have said, you simply smile and observe it. You become a silent spectator to the mind's clamorous play. You will realize that the habit of overthinking is not a permanent sentence, but merely a habit of a consciousness that has been lost for too long. This modern disease of the youth, of souls desperately seeking the meaning of existence, is actually the cry for help from a spirit longing to return home. That home is not located on some distant, misty mountain peak, nor is it hidden within profound scriptures. It lies right here, in every beat of your heart, in every mindful breath in and out. It resides in the moment you realize, this is just a thought, and a thought is not me. Once this is fully grasped, all stubbornness, all craving for external validation will naturally fall away like withered leaves leaving the branch. You will no longer torment yourself for failing to meet the standards of an ever-rushing society. You will look at your pain with compassionate eyes, the way a gentle mother embraces a crying child. No judgment, no criticism, no chasing away. You allow the pain to be present, to be expressed, and then it will naturally transform into the nourishment that grows the lotus of enlightenment within your soul. This is not empty theory. This is a spiritual experiment where you are the observer, the laboratory, and the result. Today, in this very moment, we will peel back every mask of the mind to see what the true shape of peace looks like behind those frantic anxieties, behind the wounds you forever hide. We just spoke of a peace, a silent space behind the thick fog of frantic anxieties. That peace is not a luxurious gift from a distant nirvana. It inherently resides right within your every breath. Let us step a little deeper into the world of the mind to understand why we so easily lose our original, crystal-clear purity. The Buddha once taught that the human mind is fundamentally pure and luminous, much like a placid lake on a full moon night. That lake has no intention of holding on to the moonlight, nor does it chase away the darkness. It simply reflects whatever passes by. But then the winds of life begin to blow. That is when desires, gains and losses, praise and blame, and societal expectations plunge into the lake, creating continuous crashing waves. Your thoughts are those ripples. When you are trapped in the syndrome of overthinking, you mistake yourself for those loud, roaring waves, forgetting that your true essence is the entirety of the deep, vast, and silent ocean beneath. Look at a flowing river. Yellowing leaves fall from the branches, drifting along the current. The river does not try to catch those leaves, nor does it rise to drown them. It merely allows the leaves to pass by, gentle and free. Our mind is also a miraculous flow like that. Tens of thousands of thoughts are born and die every day. The fault does not lie in having too many thoughts. True suffering begins the moment you reach out, desperately grasping a leaf named fear, a leaf named regret, and tying yourself to it. You judge it, you analyze it, you mold it into countless worst-case scenarios that will never happen. Through the lens of Eastern philosophy, that is attachment, the ignorant attachment to things that inherently follow the law of impermanence. Impermanence is not a gloomy threat of destruction. Impermanence is a beautiful dance of the universe. No sorrow lasts forever. No cyclical thought is immortal. They are born, they linger for a moment, and they dissolve, just like a fragile wisp of incense smoke curling in the air before gently blending into nothingness. If all things are impermanent, why must we imprison our souls in the dark dungeon of assumptions? Why let a ghost of the past or a fog of the future suffocate the vitality of the present moment? When you realize the impermanent nature of every stream of thought, you will no longer fear them. You just sit there, serene, lighting the lamp of mindfulness, and watch them come and go like temporary guests at the way station of your consciousness.
But our mind is incredibly cunning. It builds a fortified fortress called the ego. The ego is an invisible entity forever hungry for attention. It dictates that you must be exceptional. You must be recognized by everyone. You are not allowed to be hurt, not allowed to be weak. And when reality does not unfold as expected, the ego gets bruised. It reacts by creating a tangled mess of thoughts, forcing you to torment yourself. Questions like, why did they treat me like that? I should have done better. I am truly worthless. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That is when you are caught in the trap of not fully comprehending emptiness.
Emptiness, in Buddhist philosophy, does not mean nothingness. It does not mean being blank, soulless, or rejecting life. Emptiness means that all things lack an independent, fixed, and permanent self. That I, who is suffering, who is enduring the hurt, is actually an illusion woven from countless memories, prejudices, and fragmented pieces of the past. It is like trying to reach into the water to scoop up the shimmering moon. The moon is incredibly brilliant, incredibly real before your eyes. But the moment your hand touches it, the water ripples and the moon shatters. The modern youth's disease of overthinking largely stems from the fact that we are spending our prime, spending our precious life energy just to protect a reflection of the moon at the bottom of the water. We exhaust ourselves protecting a self-made image, an I that constantly wants to control everything around it.
True freedom only blossoms when you bravely let go of that illusory control. You cannot control whether it will rain tomorrow, or whether others will love you or turn their backs on you. Even less can you forbid your mind from secreting negative thoughts or cascading fears. Trying to drown them or fight them only depletes your own energy, sinking you deeper into the mud of exhaustion. Instead, practice wakefulness. Wakefulness is a gentle light, a transparent gaze without the slightest judgment. When a storm of thoughts approaches, instead of panicking and looking for a place to hide, stand still. You observe the anger surging in your chest. You acknowledge the self-pity stinging the corners of your eyes. You whisper to yourself, I know you are here, sorrow. I see you, anxiety.
Through simple recognition, through a presence full of love, you have stripped the mind of its destructive power. A thought is just a thought. It is not a solid truth. And it is absolutely not you. You are the vast, silent sky, capable of containing both the dark, churning clouds and the brilliantly shining sun. The morning dewdrop on a tender leaf never tries to tense up and cling on when the first ray of sunlight appears. It peacefully evaporates, light and free, returning to the endless cycle of water. We are the same. When you allow yourself to melt away from the rigidity of the ego, from the attachment to the mind's arguments of right and wrong, you will fall into the vast embrace of eternal stillness.
That is the profound magic of letting go. Letting go is not loss or giving up. Letting go is not an attitude of indifference or irresponsibility toward life. Letting go is emptying your hands, opening your soul, so that you can fully receive the miraculous beauties of reality. A lotus flower does not need to struggle and fight to radiate its fragrance. It naturally rises from the dark mud, unfurls its soft petals, and its scent naturally travels far with the wind. When you understand impermanence, realizing the nature that all dharmas are empty, your mind will automatically stop wandering, exhausting itself in search of safety in the illusions of the future or the ghosts of the past. You drop the anchor of your soul right here, in this sacred moment, whole, pure, and at peace.
Let me tell you a story, a timeless story, carried by the winds of 1,000 years through the shady Bodhi trees, passed down from one generation to the next. Just relax, lean back into a comfortable spot, gently close your eyes, and let this voice guide you back in time, stepping into the silent space of eternity. There, a venerable Zen master and his young disciple were trudging along a dusty red dirt road. The young disciple, strangely enough, bore the very likeness of us today. He carried a heavy heart full of worries, a head that was constantly buzzing with the echoes of unanswered questions, and a heart that was always aching from the feeling of instability amidst the unpredictable currents of life. He followed his master in search of peace, but the more his feet walked, the more his mind raced frantically. He agonized over the past and worried about the future. He incessantly judged every single one of his own thoughts. Whenever night fell and all things drifted into rest, a fierce battle erupted in his mind between the shoulds and should-nots, between intense desires and profound despair. The harder he tried to meditate, the harder he tried to force his mind into obedient silence, the more aggressively his thoughts rebelled, roaring like a beast backed into a corner. Utterly exhausted, he fell to his knees at his master's feet, weeping bitterly, and begged for a cure to permanently heal the loud disease in his mind. The Zen master simply smiled, a gentle smile like the moon breaking over an autumn lake, and said not a word. He slowly stepped forward, motioning for his disciple to wipe his tears and continue the journey. They walked on until the sun reached its zenith, wringing the sweat from the traveler's brows. Both stopped to rest under an ancient tree by a small stream. The Zen master gently handed his wooden bowl to the young disciple and softly spoke, "Go to that stream and fetch me a bowl of water. I am very thirsty." The disciple obeyed, bowed his head to receive the empty bowl, and hurried towards the water. However, just as he set foot on the bank, a convoy of merchant horse carts came rushing through, crossing the shallow stream. The heavy wooden wheels churned up the mud at the bottom. The horses' hooves trampled the clear water, turning it murky and swirling with dark sediment in an instant.
The disciple stood frozen, his eyes filled with shock and disappointment. He could not bring this bowl full of muddy water back to his revered teacher. In his distress and extreme impatience, he waded right into the water, using his small hands to frantically scoop and push the muddy layers away, desperately trying to salvage some clear water. But alas, the more he splashed and flailed, the more the mud at the bottom was stirred up, and the water became thicker and more chaotic than ever. A surge of helplessness choked his throat. He dropped his hands and trudged back with the empty bowl. With his head bowed low, his voice trembled as he said, "Master, the water has become completely murky. The harder I tried to clear it, the worse it became. Please wait, I will go find another spring to fetch clearer water."
The Zen master shook his head, his compassionate eyes looking deep into the disciple's eyes, which were overflowing with self-judgment. He spoke with a quiet tone, as if echoing from the void. I do not want water from another spring. I only want water from that stream. Go back there and bring the water here for me. The disciple was utterly bewildered, his chest tightening, but he dared not disobey. He dragged his heavy feet back to the bank of the stream. In his head, resentment continuously rose. He resented his master's unreasonableness, resented the ironic circumstances, and tormented himself over his own uselessness for not even being able to fetch a tiny bowl of water. His mind at that moment was as murky, chaotic, and full of wounds as the water itself.
But then, as he cast his red, teary eyes down at the stream, a miraculous scene unfolded right before him. Gone was the loud, rushing noise of the carriages. Gone were the frantic hands trying to stir things up. The water just peacefully flowed along to its eternal rhythm. And look, the heavy particles of mud, no longer disturbed, naturally separated from each other and slowly sank to the bottom. On the surface, the stream returned to its pristine, pure clarity, perfectly reflecting the deep blue sky shimmering with sunlight. The disciple stood stunned, dropping the thoughts that had besieged him. He slowly knelt by the water's edge and carefully scooped up a bowl of crystal clear, refreshing water. The very moment his hands touched the water, a beam of light burst through, shattering the fog in his consciousness. His tears fell into the stream, but they were no longer tears of helpless sorrow. They were tears of magnificent clarity. He lifted the bowl of water with both hands, respectfully offering it to the Zen master. The old teacher took the bowl, looked at his disciple with penetrating eyes, smiled, and asked, "What did you do to make the water clear again?" The disciple brought his hands together and softly replied in a weightless voice, "I did nothing at all, master. I just left it alone to settle on its own." The Zen master nodded, took a sip of the cool water, and slowly dropped his words like pouring honey into the disciple's heart. Your mind is exactly the same. When it is disturbed by chaotic thoughts, by the murky anxieties of life, the more you try to intervene, the more you try to suppress, analyze, or chase them away, the more frantic it will become. Resistance only creates more mud. The key does not lie in doing something grand to extinguish the mind. The key lies in whether you have the courage to do nothing at all.
The story of the master and disciple of the past has faded into history, but its echo seems to still be ringing, knocking on the heart of every single one of us right now. The disease of overthinking, your days of exhausting thoughts, are actually the moments when you are trying to smash your hands against the water to clear the mud. You use reason to argue with the dark. You use superficial pleasures and phone screens blazing through the night to escape loneliness. You hate your own scratches and refuse to acknowledge the trauma that is present. You constantly try to cover the surface of your soul with desperate acts of resistance. And in the end, you only receive a devastating, hollow ruin from within. Silent tranquility never arrives by us wielding a sword to slay our own thoughts. It comes from a compassionate tolerance. It comes from allowing yourself to take a step back, sitting by the edge of your mind and simply watching the flow pass by. You watch anger knock on the door. You watch fear roll in and cover the sky. You do not reject them. You do not label them as good or bad, nor do you try to purify them. You merely play the role of an intensely compassionate observer, someone who understands that all phenomena arise and will eventually fade away. And then, according to the universe's most miraculous natural law, the sediments of anxiety and the mud of self-pity will automatically settle. When attachment shatters, your mind will naturally return to its original nature, transparent, silent, and luminous. The secret of true freedom sometimes lies in letting go of the idea that we must control everything. When you stop fighting yourself, the internal war automatically ends. Peace is not a finish line for you to sprint breathlessly toward amidst the noisy mortal world. It is the sweet reward for those who know how to step back a little, and allow the muddy water in their mind time to settle. You see, the darkness of thought is only terrifying when we close our eyes and run away. When we smile, open our eyes and look deeply into it with wakefulness, that darkness transforms into the most silent backdrop, a pedestal that gently cradles the eternal, radiant beauty of your own soul. The silent stream does not merely belong to a distant fable from thousands of years ago. It is babbling right amidst the clutter and rush of modern life. When you step out of this peaceful space to blend into the hurried stream of life, you will immediately face countless loud horse carts crossing your mind. It might be a judgmental look from a colleague, an unintentionally harsh word from a loved one, or an invisible societal pressure forcing you to succeed by a certain age. At those times, the natural reflex of a mind carrying trauma is to bristle defensively, to dive into a vortex of justifications and complaints, or to lock oneself in a dark room to gnaw on helplessness. But dear friend, right at the moment when false accusations or resentment boil up to their peak, that is the most wonderful opportunity for you to practice the profound truth of letting go. Next time, when a storm of prejudice hits and threatens to sweep you away, try doing the exact opposite of your old habits. Do not rush to react. Do not try to utter sharp words to prove you are right or to protect a bleeding ego. Remember the little disciple by the stream from years ago. Reward yourself with a quiet pause. You just need to close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel the cool air filling your chest, and exhale all the suppression that is suffocating your heart. In that empty, silent space between two breaths, you gently detach yourself from the tangled mess of emotions. You allow others the right to misunderstand you. Yes, you heard that correctly. The highest realm of freedom is when you smile and allow the world to misunderstand you, while deep down, not a single urge arises wanting to explain it or mend it.
The truth is, people generally only see what they want to see, through lenses already stained with their own scratches and prejudices. You cannot spend this finite life polishing the lenses for everyone. The desire to be completely understood by someone, in some aspect, is an agonizing illusion the ego builds to bind itself. When you take off the armor of pride, you will find your soul as weightless as a white cloud against the deep blue sky. There is no one left to argue with, no perfect image left that needs to be heavily guarded. Your silence at that moment is absolutely not cowardice or surrender, but the echoing roar of a steadfast inner strength. It is the greatest compassion you can give yourself,
and even those who are carrying their own traumas and inadvertently hurt you.
Practicing mindfulness in everyday life does not demand that you become an emotionless saint, severing all vibrations, never knowing sadness or anger. On the contrary, it invites you to fully embrace even the darkest, roughest parts of yourself. Those long, tossing nights lost to the overthinking syndrome. Those times you feel out of place and precarious amidst a vast sea of people. Please do not shun them. Do not rush to turn on loud music or seek fleeting external joys to numb the pain. Brew yourself a warm cup of tea, sit down in the gentle darkness, and softly converse with the shivering child within your consciousness. Whisper to your mind with immense love, "I know you are scared. I know you are trying to protect me by drawing out countless terrible scenarios. Thank you for always working so hard, but I am safe now. You can rest in peace."
When you begin to treat your mind with such unconditional love, the magic of transformation will instantly appear. The thick clouds of overthinking, when touched by the light of pure awareness, will automatically dissolve into refreshing rain showers, cleansing the garden of your soul to make it even more lush. You will learn to smile magnanimously at your own foolish trains of thought, instead of taking them so seriously and letting them lead you by the nose. You walk through this noisy world with the feet of a leisurely, free traveler. No matter how the storms and rains outside may swirl, a pure, sorrowless lotus blooms in your heart. Every challenge, every pain that accidentally touches you, has now been turned by the soul's alchemy into sturdy stepping stones, supporting your spirit to step lightly into vast and freer spaces.
In this very moment, amidst the silent space interwoven with the warm beating of our hearts, is there a sorrow making your soul heavy because it goes misunderstood? Is there a cloud of thought wandering aimlessly that has made you exhausted for so long? Do not hide them in solitary darkness any longer. Leave a few lines in the comment section below as a way to bravely lay your heart bare to the vast universe, a way to send your worries off to be carried away by the wind. Consider this place a gentle rest stop, a sunlit porch where we can sit together, strip away all worldly masks, and embrace each other's imperfections with profound empathy. Your sincere sharing today might very well be the guiding lighthouse for another strange soul, also struggling amidst the storms of life. The journey of healing and returning to our primal essence is an odyssey with no end, but every mindful breath, every awakened blink brings us boundless joy. When you know how to borrow the hardships and noise of the mind as material to understand yourself more deeply, you have handed yourself the master key to throw open the doors of that invisible prison, step outside, and breathe in the air of absolute silence. That master key, magically enough, is not located somewhere far away on the ninth cloud. It has always been right there in your pocket since time immemorial. It is the act of returning to the breath, returning to the present reality, returning to the very place where life is actually unfolding. The disease of overthinking, the exhausting days that drain your youth, are ultimately just a sigh of the ego when it realizes its own insignificance and fleeting nature amidst the eternal spinning of the universe. Your mind has played the role of an oversensitive guardian. It paints terrifying ghosts on the cave walls to stop you from stepping out into the light. But now, as the light of awakening shines through, you will realize those ghosts are merely illusions born of fear. The mind is a wonderful machine for solving practical problems, but it is a terrible master if you let it rule your soul.
True freedom never means you must reject this world, sever all karmic ties, or run away to an empty hut deep in the forest. The greatest freedom is when you still stand at the bustling crossroads, still face unfinished work reports, still embrace the joys, angers, loves, and hates of human existence. Yet inside you is an autumn lake, perfectly still without a single ripple. You smile at the rushing crowds. You understand the irritable frowns of the people around you, because you know that deep down inside them are also souls imprisoned by the mind, yearning to be liberated and loved. When you know how to step back and observe everything through the eyes of emptiness, all burdens of prejudice will automatically turn to ash. The pain, the resentment, or the feeling of being misunderstood that once suffocated you are now just precious materials, the necessary layer of mud to nourish the magnificent lotus of enlightenment blooming in your soul.
We were not born into this world to become machines that endlessly think and worry about an uncertain tomorrow. We are here to experience life, to feel the morning dew resting on a tender leaf, to listen to the wind rustling through the canopy, and to hold each other with the purest love. Please remember, you are far greater than what your mind whispers to you. You are an entire boundless sky, a deep ocean, a primal light that can never be extinguished. Those dark thoughts are just wandering clouds, and soon a breeze of mindfulness will blow them away, returning to you the clear and peaceful expanse that was always yours.
The journey through the mind's fog to touch the marrow of peace is a long one, but you will never have to walk it alone. If the words shared in this moment have brought you a breath of relief, a ray of light warming a desolate heart, please leave a good karmic seed here. You can subscribe and walk alongside this channel, not as a mindless social media habit, but as a small vow to your own soul that from now on, you will always set aside tranquil spaces for yourself to listen and self-heal. Your presence, every word you share here, is an invaluable source of energy, contributing to spreading the light of serenity to countless other souls who are also on the path back to the shores of awakening. May your footsteps on the myriad paths of life always be steady. May your mind always be as still as an autumn lake, and may the flower of peace always radiate its sweet